afternoon, everyone. This is Tony from our Homestead Skills, our Alabama homestead. I'm coming to you today from my favorite seating spot here, which is where the azalea plants are in front of me and behind me. Of course, no azaleas this time of year, but you know, it seems to be it's the deer's favorite spot too, because the camera that we have pointed in this direction is where I see deer every night on the cameras, whereas I'm sure they frequent other parts of the property, but they're always here. And I don't know if they're nibbling on plants that grow on the ground, but they're here. And I can't blame them. This is my favorite spot to sit, well, one of them. There's so many things I like about the property that you know, as I say, this is one of my favorite seating spots. Now, the first few days here have been extremely hectic, you know, just trying to adjust after a long drive. It was a little bit difficult, you know, but did a major shopping. We went off to, you know, a long drive. We went to Costco, did a big shopping so that we have a lot of food. I mean, we went to Walmart as well the first day, which was closer, and we got a few essentials, but then I wanted to make some homemade pickles, and I couldn't find the pickling spices that I wanted. I mean, we went to 3 or 4 different stores, went to Walmart, went to any of the grocery stores that were close by, except one. And then I said, well, let's go to Costco. It's a long drive, but we can get a fair amount of meat and other things that we could use and stock up, and hopefully I could find some spices. Well, believe it or not, I found 2 of the ones we needed, but that's not enough. So, and I had already found maybe 2 of the spices that I needed locally as well. But wouldn't you know it, we ended up, after we got back the next day, we went to the last grocery store, and wouldn't you know it, they already had the exact same pickling spice mix that I make, except of course that I add fresh garlic as well. And and it was only $1.50 for this little container, and so I picked up 2. Meanwhile, trying to buy all the individual spices would have cost me $40, $50 here. I just couldn't find, you know, anything that I needed. So couldn't find coriander seeds. Couldn't find, oh, and when the cinnamon sticks, for just a few little cinnamon sticks, were like $7 or $8 in a little tube. And then, of course, that I did find them in that same grocery store where I found the pickling mix. They had cinnamon sticks in a large container for about $7, $8. So you do have to shop around. You have to know where to shop, and of course I'm still learning. Anyway, I have been trying to get the lawn cleaned up and trying to figure out where I can plant things. The soil, the ground is very hard here, so I may have to do most of my planting in pots. I don't know that for a fact, but I may have to. Now, right next to the edge of the house, or the concrete pad there that we have at the back, where I pushed all the soil from that was on the concrete pad right to the edge of it, I'm planning to clean that up because I know that is fairly loose soil, and perhaps plant some lavender there. Although I don't really want to keep the deer away from here, and I know they don't like lavender. So maybe hot peppers or something else in that spot. And I do want to plant a lot of lavender and rosemary. And the fact that you can grow rosemary here in the ground year-round is like just super awesome for me. I do have 7 or 8 little fig trees that I started that I have to find a place to plant. And I have some southern magnolia shoots that have come up on their own near my southern magnolia, and it has flowered and seeded. So I have all these southern magnolia seeds as well that I could play with. But I also have seedlings that, you know, naturally fell from the tree, and if I can dig those up and replant them in a better spot, you know, 2 or 3 of them, or put some in a pot and who knows, do what with them later on. But they're all in an area where I wanted to clean and mow the area, clean it up, but they're all jumbled in there. So if I can get them out and still save them, I plan to do that. But yeah, it's a lot of work to clean up this yard, especially since it hasn't been done since the last time we were here, and I just touched on it then. Now Mark himself is very busy trying to fix one of the, I've got a bug here. One of the major issues with the house is that we have a water problem on the back of the house, and water does get in. And last year we did a makeshift, put plastic on it so that the water didn't get in. But now we're here for 6 months, and he wants to fix that back wall and make sure that we fix the drainage issue that we have. And then later on we'll put some eaves troughs, gutters, and hopefully the 2 things, you know, if he could fix the base where the water was getting in the house, and then fix the put gutters on, hopefully that will resolve the water issue. That is one of the most critical things to get fixed, and so it is first on our list. And in order for him to be able to work on the back wall of the house, we have to take the kitchen sink out. And of course you can't live without a kitchen sink. So right now what he's doing is building a frame for the kitchen sink so that he can move it onto the frame and get some flexible drainage, so that we have one good counter. The other one's got to be removed entirely, the one where the kitchen sink is fitted into, because that is along the back wall. So yeah, major ugly job, but I'm leaving that to him, and I'm working on the yard. So we each have our own areas of interest. And right now he's just building a frame to hold the sink in place, because yes, we do need a kitchen sink. The bathroom sinks are not useful for washing dishes or anything like that. So if they had been useful for that in any way, shape, or form, that would be fine. But, you know, one job at a time. This one is critical. This one gets done first. And after that, we look at a heating system and we're probably going to put in a cute little wood stove, which I think the 2 of us, the house lends itself, it's a little cabin, and it just lends itself to a wood stove. We do have electric heat, and we could probably use both. So it's good to have both, and we have lots of wood here. A lot of trees that are fallen, but, you know, obviously, if they've touched the ground, they're useless. So we likely will be getting a load of wood in after we get the wood stove in, but that is also another big job. But one thing at a time. Anyway, we are thrilled to be here. I don't know what I can plant, but right now I'm just putzing around, just, you know, getting to know where I can put things and what I can do, but mostly clean up. And I do want to move the southern magnolia shoots, so that's going to be one of my primary jobs as I'm cleaning this up. I also am hoping to get some sort of a citrus plant and put that in the ground, but that whole area that I want to put that in has to be cleaned up as well. So there's a lot of cleanup first before I can plant. I know where I want to put the southern magnolias, and that's probably in the front lawn someplace. We have one there, and we do have a southern magnolia on the front lawn, and we have one behind me as well. The one on the front lawn is the one that flowered and has seedlings that have come up near it, just in a bad spot. Anyway, this is Tony from Alabama Homestead, and hopefully we'll be able to do a lot more videos and let you know what we're up to very soon. Bye for now.